The Texas House has approved a new congressional map that could give Republicans up to 5 more seats in Washington. Democrats argue the map is racist and illegal and are now meeting with attorneys about a potential court challenge. Republicans, meanwhile, say they are within their rights to redraw the lines mid-decade and are simply improving their political performance. Joining us now live this morning is Republican State Representative Katrina Pierson, who voted for the map and has criticized Democrats for their 2-week walkout. Thank you for joining us, Representative. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Representative, we heard you yesterday on the House floor. You voiced your strong support for the redrawn congressional lines, but we've heard from your Democratic colleagues who say that it's unfair and it dilutes minority voices. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, my response is very simple, because that is the response to literally everything Republicans do when it comes to Democrats. And, I was on the committee. I sat through, several days of public testimony. The majority of the public testimony was met in these maps when it came to drawing these districts. Minority expansion is in these current maps, and a lot of it is just lies. It's just race baiting and victimizing, and I just got really tired of it. We are well within the law to draw these maps. We are long overdue for these maps. And we have a population in the state that has not been represented under the previous map, or the current map rather. So this new map will have more representation for minorities in the state of Texas, and that's why I support it.
And obviously this has drawn out strong reactions from both sides, but you've also said Democrats' walkout delayed flood relief for victims of the deadly July 4th flooding. The only major action taken, though, at the Capitol so far during these special sessions have been on redistricting. How do you respond to that criticism that Republican priorities are misplaced?
Well, I would have to disagree with the term major action. If you're talking about being on the floor and voting, we've only had one vote so far, but the action takes place in committee. And we were having flood hearings before they walked out. In fact, before redistricting even occurred. So in the House, if you're not on the floor, that doesn't mean you're not working, because the work is actually done inside the committee. You have to hear the bills. You have to do the testimony. You have to make the bills better. You have to amend. You have to substitute them before they get to the floor. And that's what happened. That walkout delayed flood legislation. We probably would have been able to vote on flood legislation at the same time had they not walked out.
And hopefully a flood vote is happening sometime in the near future. My last question for you, Representative, is we know that the maps were redrawn just a few years ago in 2021, and this was led by Republicans. But we know that this most recent redraw happened, came at the governor's request after some pressure from President Donald Trump. But Republicans didn't have an issue with those first maps. Do you think there's any correlation there that now Republicans feel something has to be changed after getting that phone call from President Trump?
Well, no, I think what changed is the Democrats, sued on the original map that we're dealing with now. And also the laws changed in 2021. So if they're not happy with the current map and the laws changed, the new map is drawn according to the new laws. And that's what we have today.
Representative, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate you. Of course, we will be bringing you updates on the Capitol floor as this redistricting battle continues. At the live desk, I'm Abigail Velez.